We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Hello, friends. My name is Swadik Mayanja. I am Q the Nurse, and this is another episode of the Everyday Hero Show, where I interview someone in your life or someone in my life that makes us smile but does not get the credit that they deserve. And today, I am with Nicole. Nicole works at my new job. I've said it a million times in a million different videos. But this is the first interview with the new job.
Hi, everyone. Yeah.
I'm super excited. There's a lot going on with Nicole. We were talking for literally, 10 minutes before the recording started. And I already have a million things to ask her. But we'll start from the beginning. Where are you from? And then why nursing?
I'm from Methuen, Massachusetts. My parents were born there. They grew up there. And I lived there my whole life until I went to school. Why nursing?
Yes.
So we had a conversation a little bit
We sure did.
That since I was 4 years old, I wanted to be a professional Broadway actress.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
But all that changed. My mom wasn't so keen on the idea, convinced me to travel with a nonprofit called Up With People, which basically it's a group that they strive to bring the world together through service and music. So I performed as well as did service work. And I spent a month living in the Philippines, and 4 of those days were spent at a place called Dracut. And if you know anything about the Philippines, it's basically Manila, and then there's some slum areas kind of surrounding it, Dracut, GK Nova, and the people who live there live on less than $1 a day.
That's insane.
It's like a life-changing, eye-opening experience, and I came really close to a little girl. She was 6 years old. Her name was Alexa Marie.
I'm going to put a picture up over here somewhere, and you can see the cuteness.
She's really cute. And she didn't really speak any English. She knew like a couple words. She would show me around to her family, say, "This is Ate Nicole." Ate Nicole meaning older sister. It's like a sign of respect in the Filipino culture. And she goes, Ate Nicole, beach, beach. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. She has a beach that she can go to escape, kind of the life that she lives. So we got our group together. I think there was like 25 of us, and we left her area of living, which she lived in the nicer area in the slums because a nonprofit had come in to kind of help them out.
Area of the slums.
Yeah,
that's something hard to I don't know what I'm picturing right now.
Yeah, it's hard to picture. I can show you pictures that
and
you can kind of put on the screen. Yes. Yeah, and so we left that area and we go to this beach, and it was, to be honest, the most horrendous thing I've ever seen in my life. There was trash. Basically, the trash was like so thick where you jumped on like a trampoline. There was dogs with mange kind of walking around, using it as their own toilet. No, I'm being completely serious.
That's insane.
There are houses like on stilts over the water, to the point because there just wasn't enough land for people to live on. So they lived on houses that were extended over the water of this beach. And Alexa Marie came to me and she tugged on my shorts and was like, and she was calling me mommy at that point. It was like she was playing house. It was like a joke. And she goes, "Mommy, isn't our beach beautiful?"
Oh, God.
And I, me being, I think I was 18 years old at this time.
Oh, God.
I look at her and go, "What?" And she goes, "Isn't our beach beautiful?" And in that moment, I was like, wow, it is. My whole view on life changed, and I saw this beach, and I looked at her, and I looked out through her eyes, and to her it is beautiful because this is her place of refuge. It's a place that she gets to go to escape the life that she lives. So, I know, big story, right? And I had that one instant moment in my life, and in that moment I was like, I need to do something greater in this world than performing. And I decided to go to school for nursing, which is just a stepping stone to where I want to be. But that's kind of how I got into nursing. I called my mom the next day and I was like, "Mom, I've decided I'm going to school for nursing." And she goes, "You decided on what?" And I was like, "Nursing." And she goes, "Thank God."
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. All right. So Nicole, that's a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy you didn't tell me that before because holy shit. Mm-hmm. That's real.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus. Okay. How long were you in the Philippines?
A month.
You were in there for a month.
Yeah.
And how long were you with? I'm sorry, I forgot her name.
Alexa Marie.
Alexa Marie. How long were you with her?
4 days.
4 days. And that's all it took.
Yeah, it was a 30-second line.
Okay. So So I have to say, it must have been like something prior to meeting Alexa Marie that made you think that nursing was a way to give back to the community that you could do well, right? Because there's a million ways. You could be a teacher, you could be a doctor, you could be, and there's like a firefighter, a police officer. Why was the first thing you said nursing?
Well, so in my travels, I went to a lot of lower income kind of societies, and one of the, other than, of course, education was always a thing, but one of the major things that I noticed is a lot of children didn't get health care that they needed. And that's true in society kind of all over the world. There are people who aren't getting the health care that they need, or the basic health care that they need to live. Like, for example, I saw a lot of children with like the cleft lip and cleft palate, which here in the U.S. is a very easy, cheaper surgery to do, to fix. Yes. And there are children all over the world who have that and their families can't afford to get that surgery done.
Okay, so you just thought like healthcare was like the thing you saw that was just most apparent, right? So why did you? I know you said that nursing isn't the end goal, and it's something that you're just doing for now. So did you decide nursing is the easiest way to get in, or was it like I want to do nursing for a long time until I reach the end goal?
So nursing was like my first thought, this is what I can do to give back, and kind of the more I've thought about it since, I've realized my goals and aspirations from there. So to kind of explain, originally I was like, okay, do I want to be a nurse practitioner? Do I want to be a nurse anesthetist? Do I want to do something to further myself in nursing? And the more research I did and the more looking that I did in different jobs, I liked the community aspect of it. Definitely. And I also liked the international aspect of it. So I took a global health class because I needed an elective in school. And in that global health class, we learned about Ebola, we learned about TB, we learned about so many different, communicable and not like diseases that affect people around the world that might not necessarily affect us here. And I thought, how can I get involved in that? How can I get involved in preventing that, in the health promotion of that? And then I was like, oh, wouldn't it be awesome to work for the World Health Organization or the CDC doing research on preventing, these different diseases that don't need to be rampant in our world?
Absolutely not. I love that. I love that. Compared to like, I don't want to say my come up story, but like a lot of, I've done this interview many times with many different nurses. And a lot of times it was like, oh yeah, I just wanted to give back to the community. There wasn't anything more behind the story than a feeling of I want to give back to the community. You actually went to a place where healthcare was just not compared to like America. It was like an entire completely different. Exactly, completely different world. So I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Okay, all right. So you go to the Philippines. You make that entire decision. You come back to America. You come back home, and you do nursing school. You become a nurse. I know Nicole because we work together. She's a night nurse. I'm a day nurse. Nicole, night nursing? Why? I mean, it's so hard. I feel like night nursing is like, why night nursing?
So,
why?
Well, it was the job that was offered when I first became a new grad, and they offered me part-time, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's a job, I'll take it, And then I got a call 2 days before from Jean, who was our old manager. Do you want the full-time position? And you got at our place, you got to clench that full-time position when you can get it.
You jump at it.
But so to be honest,
I'm sorry. Was the part-time position that you applied for day or night?
Night. Well, no, I applied for a position in the hospital. So I was a new grad. So you apply to the hospital, not to a floor.
Okay.
And then the floors offer you a position. So I was offered a part-time position on nights from 5 West. That's why I kind of got there. And then I got a call from Jean after I accepted saying, hey, you want a full-time position? It just opened. Good for you. And I was like, I will take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But so the reason why I stayed at night nursing is I find that I have more time to spend with my patients. And I know that's weird to say because they're sleeping, but there have been numerous times where I've had a patient that can't sleep, and I've been able to sit in their room for 2 hours with them. That's amazing. And have a conversation with them.
I've never sat in a room with a patient.
Right, you can't do that on days.
Never done. Oh, wait, but have you ever done days?
I have. I mean, I did it in my orientation.
Of course.
But you're running around, you're
All
busy. I never felt like I had the opportunity to just sit down and have a conversation with my patients.
Yes.
And on nights, if someone's having chest pain, which on our floor we get a lot. When you're starting that nitro drip, you don't feel like you have to rush somewhere else. You feel like you can stay in there for the 2 hours it's going to take you to max them out on a nitro drip to stop their chest pain without feeling like, oh God, I got to get to this other room because I haven't medicated anyone else yet.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's a really good reason. And you make night nurse, you make working the night shift sound really good. But for the regular folk, and especially because, we're young. We're both 24 years old. For me, I worked night shift for 1 month at my previous job, and it was like the hardest thing in the world for me.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get used to the night shift situation? Because it was hell for me.
So when I was in nursing school, my school does a preceptorship, so I spent a 3-month period with one nurse, and he worked nights.
Okay.
So he worked 6 nights in a row and then had 8 nights off.
Jesus.
Yeah, now he's someone I was like, I admire you because I struggle. I worked last night and I woke up today at 12:15 like, oh, this is early, but normally I'm up at 11:15 on Thursday, so it's fine.
Okay.
So you get used to it. When I first started, I was super nauseous overnight. I was like, this is horrendous. I hate this so much. And then once you get used to being up all night, I sleep better during the day than I do at nighttime now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. Okay, so for the night shift people out there, I mean, respect entirely for you guys, but I can't. I'm just not that guy.
I don't blame you.
I'm
everyone.
just not that guy. I have to say, I know you said that if need be, you can spend time with the patient, but I do notice. And this is not, I don't know night shift at this new job that I'm at, but I do know night shift at the previous job. And at my previous job, I would say between probably midnight, 1 a.m. to like 3, 4 a.m., I don't know what to do with myself. I fall asleep 100 times. Like, it's the hardest thing for me. That's the thing that kills me.
It's very difficult. So, that's a great thing about, care rounds or checking on your patients. So at night, if I'm bored per se, like last night I had 4 patients.
Okay.
And 2 of them were walkie-talkies, very easy patients.
I mean, I always have 4. What's the average for
5 or 6.
5 or 6, okay.
Yeah, so
night nurses are strong.
Yeah, 5 or 6, and so I had 4 last night, which it never happens anymore. I feel like when you have 4, you're like, what am I gonna do with myself? And so you do have sections of time where you're like, oh God, it's taken so long, I'm so bored. You have that, of course. But then that's the great thing about bed alarms because they're rampant at night. I feel like they're going off constantly, and that's also an opportunity to get to know the people you work with. Yes. On days you're running around, you never fully get to have that conversation with someone you work with. On nights, I've had conversations with people I work with. I had a great one last night. Sometimes I'll further my education. So I'm taking a certification course with someone else who's on our floor to become a dermatological nurse, to be certified in it. So overnight, if I'm bored from, it's generally 2 to 4 a.m. when there's nothing going on, yeah. I'll, might read a little bit to further my education, do my education work that Leahy offers us, that kind of stuff.
Good for you. That's the answer. That's the only answer that's acceptable. All right. So, okay. So we talked about nursing. Mm-hmm. And that's great. But we have to talk about your passion. Mm-hmm. The reason I asked Nicole to join us on the show is because when I friended her on Instagram, and I looked at her Instagram, and I saw all these amazing pictures of her doing the most amazing things in the world. And I found out, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, she's going to be on Beauty and the Beast. She's acting, she's doing some crazy shit. And I'm like, oh my God, Nicole, you're an actor. You're not you're a nurse. On top of that, you're an actor. So, actress, I'm sorry. Acting. When did that start? How did it start? And why do you love acting?
So it actually started as a funny story. So when I was 4 years old, I had the biggest crush on my sister's best friend.
Oh, that's exciting. How old is your sister?
She is 7 years older than I am. So
she's
like 30,
goodness.
31. Yes, so.
Okay.
So, when you're 4, you have
Mama
those little
Nicole.
crushes. Well, he was doing the Music Man with the Pawtucket Players in our area. And I was like, Mom, can I do it too? I want to do it with him. So, my mom drove me to the audition. I wasn't prepared because I was 4. I didn't know anything I was doing. And they definitely just let me in because I was cute. Like 4-year-olds. Having 4-year-olds in your show, hey, they're cute. Might as well. So then I did that and I performed in the show, and the bond you created with the people that you worked with, I just had so much fun being on stage, performing, becoming another person, and allowing yourself to fully kind of let go. And so since then, I've just always loved it.
Okay. So I think that I have to pause right there, because acting was something that I really wanted to do when I was in high school. Like, I have no passion for acting, right? Like, I have there's no calling for me, right? But in high school, because when I saw in high school the acting crew that hung out together, they were tighter than tight. They were family, right? They weren't friends, they were family. And I just wanted to know why they were so close. I tried out, I went to auditions, and they casted me for Legally Blonde. Sadly, I didn't do it because of track and field. Athletics was much more important to me than acting. But when you say you were allowed to fully let go, I did not have that feeling. I was nervous, scared, and I was shaking the entire time. Yeah. But I know that was a musical, and I was singing to it, and I'm a horrible singer. But same thing applies to acting and singing and the musicals and the plays. Do you really feel like you're allowed to let go? Because I feel like you're constricted, and there's so much tension, and all eyes are on you, and you have to be perfect. How do you feel like that's letting go?
It's such a weird feeling, but I don't get stage fright anymore. Like I used to when I was younger, and and I still get nervous for auditions, but there's something about going up on stage and just letting your heart out, being a completely different person, which is, weird to say. I don't want to ever be a different person, but when I perform and I get to put on a character that someone actually, believes.
Yeah.
It just gives you this overwhelming feeling of, wow, I did that. And for me, that's letting go. I know that's a weird thing to say, but for me, that's letting go. I think I did a role a couple years ago. I don't know if you know the show Oklahoma, but I played this character, Ada Annie, and she's basically the, kind of floozy, is dating 2 different men or whatever. And I sang this song, I Just Can't Say No, and I sang in an accent. I had a Oklahoma-esque accent, and
oh, wow.
It was a 3-minute song, and I'm running around the stage and I'm singing at the top of my lungs. And then after the show, I had someone walk up to me and was like, "What are you doing for school?" or "What are you doing in life?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a nurse." And they're like, "Wasting your talent."
Oh, God! Goodness.
I was like, "What?" And they're like, "You could make it so big in this field. Why don't you do that?" And I'm like, well, I have a higher calling in life. But just the fact that someone came up to me and was like, "You're really good," is such a great feeling.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because people don't do that to you in your everyday life.
No. That absolutely never happens. Okay. But I have to. Okay. So you are a singer as well as an actress. Do you have a preference? Do you like, because the thing I know her from is Beauty and the Beast, and that's a musical, and that's huge. So is musical something you like better than just the acting, or is how do you?
I like musicals the best. I love singing. I took vocal lessons my whole life. Singing was always my thing. But as I get older, I've grown to love the acting more.
Okay.
The part that I'm in now, I play Babette, the feather duster, the French maid. I put on a French accent for it. I'm working on it. It's pretty bad at the moment. But, her character is just funny. It's just acting. I play funny characters. I apparently am animated when I'm on the stage.
Good for you.
So I play funny characters, and she doesn't sing, really. She maybe sings a line or 2. But I do a tango dance, and I have to play off Lumiere, and it's so much fun to just act and just I don't know, it's really hard to explain.
Okay, so can we just pause and just put the information out there? Where can we find you? Where can we find the play, and when is it coming out?
So you can find it at actorsincorporated.com.
Okay.
And the show is April 20th, 21st, and 22nd. But we'll put it on.
Yes,
We'll put it on the screen.
Exactly. We'll have it up. It'll be in the comment section below. Please check it out. Please click the link. Please buy tickets. If you're around the area, you have to go see it. I'm definitely gonna go see it.
Oh,
This is exciting
The
stuff.
cool thing about it is the show is so it's a nonprofit. So all of the money goes towards a nonprofit in the area. So
Can you ask for anything better? So, Beauty and the Beast. You're an actress. You're doing your thing. You're singing. If you were to have okay, wait, pause. So you said nursing is just a stepping stone, and what's the end goal from that? It has anything to do with acting?
no, probably not.
So what's the end goal for you, big picture?
Big picture. So my goal is to get my doctorate in global health.
Okay.
So I'm very interested in women's health, especially because women's health, especially, there's health disparities depending on where you go. So I want to write I already know what I want to write my dissertation about. Like, that's how passionate I am about it. So I want to look at the health disparities of women in low income versus high income societies. So I want to look here in the U.S., look at a low income city versus a high income city. And then I want to go to a developing country and I want to look at low income versus high income in that developing country and see what different health issues affect women in all four of those places, and then compare them to low income, high income, and then compare them from like
Industrial nations
versus developing countries.
Developing countries. Okay, I got you. So that has nothing to do with acting.
No, nothing at all.
So, with acting, is that something you're just always going to do on the side? And you're okay with that? I mean, you said you were doing it since you were 4 years old, but you're all right with it? You have no issue with... What if you at Beauty and the Beast and someone's like, I need her in my next Hollywood movie? Are you going to say no and just be a nurse? Like, what? How?
I probably, if someone offered me off the spot, here, I'm going to put you as a lead in my movie, I'm not going to say no to that.
Of course not.
You know what I mean? If someone walks up to you and be like, wow, you're perfect for this lead role, it's going to make millions. What are you going to say, no?
You can't say no.
Of course not. No, I love theater, and I would do it for a living because I love it enough, but I love something more.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and that's a really, 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 I love this that's happening right now because I'm making this video right now, right? And I'm also a nurse. She's an actress and she's also a nurse, right? And there's passion versus what you're doing right now. There's the end goal versus the path towards getting it, right? If I had the opportunity to not be a nurse and to do this full time and this would pay for me and my family and all that good stuff, how would I make that decision? It's super, super difficult to decide between giving back to the world this way versus giving back to the world, not giving back to the world, just doing, getting paid for doing your passion. Do you think it's more important for you to give back in your everyday work, your 9 to 5, versus you make $1 billion and then you give back half of that money? I feel like you could make a lot more money being an actress.
You could.
You could be the biggest thing in the world. You can make a lot more money and you can give back to the world that way, actual money-wise. Or you can give back every day, as we do as nurses. Is that something you think about? Does that even?
So it's funny because the money, I don't come from a hard life. I don't have a hard life. I know my privilege. And for me, money doesn't matter. And yes, a lot of money would be great. I could give so much money. I could fix Alexa Marie's life. I could pay for her college. I could do everything. But I find that if we don't work on the bigger picture of things or the smaller picture of things, with research and learning about why different health issues affect different people, if we don't have people working on that, what good is the people who, just, give away so much money to to do these things? Granted, give us the money. We want the money to do the research.
Of course, yes.
But for me, I don't care about the glamour of it. I don't care if someone is oh my God, Nicole, this is so great. I'm glad you're doing this. Wow, you're giving away so much money to charity or whatever. I don't care about that. I want to make a difference in people's lives. And to be honest, just because I might only make a difference in 3 people's lives doesn't mean I'm not making a difference.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I think that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your current path right now, like, what's the 5-year plan? What's the 10-year? Like, how are you getting there? Like, what are you doing right now to get to the point where you can do this research and you can do?
Mm-hmm. Well, so you're gonna laugh because it doesn't make any sense what I'm gonna do. In a couple of years, I'm gonna hike the Appalachian Trail.
That is very off.
Yeah.
That is very off
So
topic.
my third passion is hiking.
Oh, jeez.
I love hiking. I do 10, 15-mile hikes on the regular over the summer.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I'm like itching to get back out hiking. Like it's something that I really, really love. So something I've always wanted to do in my life is hike the Appalachian Trail. It's like a 2,200-mile hike. It takes 5 to 6 months to do.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
See,
So-
that's a lot of vacation time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to apply to grad school, and I'm going to do that right before I go to grad school.
Okay.
That's kind of the goal. So I'll apply to grad school, I'll hike the Appalachian Trail, I'll come back, I'll go to grad school, get a per diem nursing job on the side so that I can keep my skills up to date.
Of course.
And then go straight from master's into my doctorate.
Okay.
That's kind of
That's the
where
goal.
we're going to, yeah.
So-
That's like the 5, to 8 year plan.
Okay, so I also did see a lot of that hiking, and I'm happy that you brought that up. Is that just also, like, were you athletic as a kid?
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So when I was
Is
a
it just
kid,
hiking? That's so funny to me.
it's interesting. So I've been skiing since I was 18 months old. So like I have that athletic aspect. Snowboarding since I was 5. My parents always took me on hiking. Mount Washington is the highest peak in whatever in New Hampshire, the Northeast, and I hiked that like 6 times as a kid.
Jesus.
So ever since I was a kid, I've always had hiking. It's always been like a part of my life. And then I had a friend mention to me, there's 4,000 footers in New Hampshire. And I don't like people to give me a challenge. Well, I do like them to give me challenges, but I know as soon as they give me that challenge, I'm going to do it.
48?
Yeah, so I'm on 35 of 48. And
35?
Yeah, so this summer I'm going to finish them. I think there's one hike I'm going to do that's 6 of them on one hike. And I did another hike. It was like a 22-mile hike this past summer. That was 8 of them.
God damn it. All right, so I just have to say, so I've seen like I don't want to call it hiking because it's like wall climbing indoors that's blown up in the last year, and I've seen everyone do it on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you do? Like because
rock climbing?
Yeah.
I'm going tomorrow actually. Okay. But I'm not which is really funny because I've actually haven't been rock climbing since I was a kid, really. Okay. I've done like the fair rock climbings and I remember liking it. But I had a friend contact me recently. He's like, I want to do something adventurous. And there's still still snow up in the mountains. And I could go hiking, but I have to be back for rehearsal. So I was like, let's go rock climbing. Let's just do it. So we're just doing it.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
I don't do rock climbing like hiking rock climbing out in the mountains. That'd be cool to do, but I don't do that.
So you just do hiking. I've been on 2 hikes in my entire life, and it was fucking impossible. It was impossible. Like, it was so fun for the first 30 minutes, right? And then you get to the point up in the mountain. Because I also went late fall, right? When do you start going?
I'm going to start last year I started in February, but because of my show, I don't want to hurt myself because last year I broke my hand 2 weeks before the show. Okay. So we're trying to not do that this year. I didn't do it hiking. It was like a crazy mishap story. But I was like, I don't want to hurt myself, so I'm going to start, the show's going to end, and I'm going to go hiking the next day. That's my goal.
Okay, yeah, because I went hiking, and it was super, super difficult, because, once you get to the point where it starts getting cold, and you start seeing the snow, especially because it was at the end it was in, not mid-fall, probably towards the end of fall, when you start seeing snow, and you're like, holy shit, it's cold. By the time you get up to the top of the mountain, it's freezing, the wind's blowing, you can't talk, you can't see. It's impossible. Yeah. Hiking is such a difficult thing. It's such a difficult thing. And I would much, much rather, I've only been skiing twice in my entire life. I would much rather go up on a ski lift on the most freezing day ever because you come prepared. Right. But when you go hiking, the temperatures change drastically. Yeah. From the start to the end and then back. Why?
Why?
Just why?
To be honest, so one of my favorite hikes, actually I posted a picture on Instagram today because I was reminiscing because I just love hiking and I was like, oh, I would love to go on another winter hike. My friend Tyler and I hiked Mount Tecumseh, which is one of the smaller of the 4,000 footers, in a blizzard.
Wow.
And it was an amazing experience. You know, you're hiking up, you're freezing, get to the top, you take pictures, your hands are gonna fall off, you feel like.
Yeah.
But then you start going down, and it was like basically a straight shot down, there were no rocks, and we started slipping and sliding and like yelling with excitement and just having the time of our lives. But we were prepared. We knew it was going to be a snowstorm then. So an example of something I was prepared for but wasn't, I hiked the Presidential Traverse. Which hits eight 4,000 footers, 10 peaks in New Hampshire. And I did it on Labor Day weekend, and I started at 3:30 in the morning. And by the time I got to Mount Washington, it was about 1 in the afternoon. It was pelting rain on me. I was soaked like completely from head to toe. And like, it was a horrible experience. Like, I remember being there, walking the last mile up to the top of Washington. I'm like, this is miserable. I want to be done with this.
My God.
You know, but I got to the top and I had another half of the hike still. And I actually made the decision to be safe and bail out and then come back the next day to finish. But when I got down, when I got down to the bottom and my dad picked me up, I literally was like, this was such an exhilarating experience. And it was so humbling. He doesn't believe me.
No. So I was about to just say, like, the thing is, like I just told you, like it was freezing by the time we got up. And when I went up, I went with an old friend, and she was into hiking, and she was into all this outdoorsy stuff. So when we did get down, literally the entire time from the time it was freezing to like, I'd say halfway down the mountain, I was just miserable. I was super sad. I was wet. We fell in the water. It was cold. Like, I was just a sad, bad man, right? But by the time we got into the car, I was like, holy fuck. I did that.
You did that.
Like,
exactly.
I did that. It doesn't, like, yes, it was horrible, but I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that is kind of like, it's, because I love that climb, I love the process, but no one actually likes it during the process.
You hate it during it. You're hiking, you're like, I am so miserable right now, but I just try to have a positive outlook on things. So when I'm hiking and I'm like, I remember I did my first solo hike and I was like, I'm ready. And I'm like running up the mountain and I had to stop after like 20 minutes. I was like, because I was going way too fast. I was super out of breath. I was super nauseous. I laid down on a rock and I'm like, I'm never going to make it. And I was like, calm down, Nicole. You're going to do it. It's all mental. And that's the thing with hiking is it's all mental. As soon as you get yourself there, you're at the top, you're looking at that gorgeous view and you go, not everyone in the world will get to see this.
Nope. Absolutely not. There's millions of people that would not make it.
Right.
They would turn around.
And then you feel proud. You're like, wow, I am one of those people who gets to see this beautiful picture. And the White Mountains in New Hampshire are gorgeous.
So like I know you said you're 35 of the 48?
Yeah, 35 of
so
48.
So you're 35 of the 48. Are they all like, did you wait to do the super hard ones last? Or is it like just random?
Random, you know, what was going to work best for the day. You know, I did most of the hard ones. The Presidential Traverse, I would say, is probably the hardest of them all. It's also the most dangerous of them all because you spend the entire time above the tree line. So it's very windy, you could get blown over, there's rocks everywhere.
Yeah, count me out.
You're like, I'm good, bye.
Bye. No, that's actually not happening. If there's an easy mountain, or maybe even a hill, you call me, I'll join. But other than that, absolutely.
There's actually a few people at work who wanted to come on a hike with me. We should like get everyone together and I'll take you guys on an easy one.
Yes, take us on an easy one.
It'll still be a 4,000 footer. We gotta do the 4,000 footer. That's the exhilarating part.
How much time is a 4,000 footer?
It depends. So when I did Mount Cannon, I started at like 8 in the morning and I was done by noon.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty good.
It was a short hike. Very short hike. But there are other hikes where I do 15 miles and it takes 8.5, 9 hours. So it really just depends on what you are interested in doing.
So is this hiking, is that a lot of your exercise or like do you actually exercise? Like do you have to prepare for this or can you just go the entire winter, just do your thing and then do a hike and you're in it?
I work out
You do work out.
Oh yeah. So I used to be like a weightlifter. I used to like lift really, really heavy.
Fuck. Nicole, what haven't you done? Jesus Lord.
But I've actually slowed down on the weightlifting, mostly because I care about my back, and as a nurse, like your back is super important. And my mom has back issues, my dad has back issues, and I have back issues. So I was like, okay, we need to slow down on the squatting 185. Like that's probably too much weight to do.
Shit. Yeah, she's
So
numbers.
now,
That's a lot of weight.
but now I do more functionality training. So I have like a workout that I do is more functional. So it has like a day of powerlifting, a day of just like power exercises, a day of other things, and it's a 5-day program. I don't go 5 days a week. I used to go 7 days a week, and it's really hard working overnights to go 7 days a week. But now I try to go 3 days a week at least, and just to keep myself kind of in that mentality of like being physically fit. Because I know if I didn't work out from the moment I stopped hiking to the moment I got back, I'd be in awful shape.
You'd be dead.
I would never be able to do it. Yeah,
that's impossible.
And I even know my first day going back, I'm going to be miserable. It's going to be awful.
It really is. Nicole, you're doing a little bit of everything, and like I'm thoroughly impressed. Right? You're like super focused, but at the same time, you do everything you want to do. Mm-hmm. Right? That's like, it's difficult, and you're a night nurse, and being a night nurse means that like your schedule is flipped from everyone else in the world, right? So, just getting back to nursing and acting just a little bit before we end this and say goodbye, because I'm super appreciative of this entire thing. As a nurse, full-time night nurse, how do you find, because you just said you usually wake up at 11 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Only on Thursdays.
Oh, only on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So, like, what is your schedule? Just give it, like, real quick, broad, what's, like, if you're working 3 days a week, what is your schedule like for you to actually be able to do rehearsals, for you to actually go hiking, for you to actually do all these workout 4 or 5 days a week? It sounds like you're doing an impossible amount of things working as a night nurse.
So I'll give you an example. So
Yeah.
I'll do hiking is like in the summer, so it's not like active right now, but for example in the like next week, for example.
Yes.
I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
You're insane.
Right.
3 days in a row.
I love
Don't
it.
do that.
It's the best way to do it.
Don't! She's lying to you. Whatever you say.
But so I'll Sunday night I'll stay up till 3 a.m. I'll sleep till about noon to 1. I'll go to the gym for an hour. Come home, cook dinner for the next 3 nights. I'll work all night, sleep till 3, go to the gym. Work all night, sleep till 3, go to the gym. And then the last day, so Wednesday night, I'll work all night. I'll sleep till 11:15, and then I'm president of a Rotary Club. So every Thursday, except for today. Today was a special Thursday because we had our meeting Monday night. Mm-hmm. We have a meeting at 12:15 to 1:30 every Thursday that I run, at least this year because I'm president until June or July. And so I'll wake up, I'll go to that meeting for an hour and a half, and then I'll come home. This is my lounge around time on Thursdays. It's about when I relax. I'll lounge around, and then I help out a family in Lowell. It's a single mom with 5 kids. So at 4:15, I go pick up 2 of the kids from their after school program because the mom works evenings, and I'll go pick them up and I'll drive them home. I'll come back here, I'll eat, go to rehearsal. And then Friday I have free, so generally Friday I'll go skiing or I'll go hiking or I'll do something with a friend that I haven't done in a while. I'll do that all day or I'll clean. Sometimes I need to clean. Right, and so then I'll go to rehearsal that night, and then Saturday's another free day generally to do what I want.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So it's literally like, Yeah. Like you know what's coming that day.
Yeah. I'm jam-packed. My schedule has very little room for wiggle room.
Just to do you. My goodness. Well, good for you. Mm-hmm. That's impressive, girl. Mm-hmm. It really is impressive. I mean, I work part-time, and I find it hard for me to ski. I work 2 12-hour shifts a week. I do nothing but do nothing. So I'm really starting to like figure out that like having a plan and just having like a checklist and like a timetable really helps.
If you don't do it, then you get nothing done.
Absolutely nothing.
Get nothing done.
Because you try to because if you don't have a schedule, you try to do everything and like nothing of that everything gets done.
Right, literally nothing.
You end up where you started. Okay, Nicole. So we already put out the show. Like I said before, it's going to be in the link below. Where do you want us to find you? Instagram, Facebook, any social you want. Like, is there a place you want people to find?
Instagram is probably my place to go. I post hiking pictures. I post theater pictures. Sometimes I post pictures of my cute doggies.
Oh, wait, you have dogs?
Yeah, I get two. They don't live here. They live with my parents.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, they're Australian Shepherds. They're the cutest boys,
Look
which
at
everyone
this.
says that about their dogs, right?
Okay,
You know, that's kind of what you'll see. My Instagram's at Nicole Hamel. It's very easy to find.
Beautiful. And we're going to put that link along with the others down below. Just to end on the just nursing. Because I have to say, being a new nurse, especially at the new units, my first hospital job, I've actually, I don't want to say I've had to act as an, but like, there's a lot of pretending, not pretending, but like, it's hard. Patients ask you questions and they expect you to know answers, and like, you have to be strong. You have to pretend that you, like you know what's happening at 24/7 all day.
But half the time you don't know anything.
Half the time you don't know anything, and like, you have to like get through all of that stuff. So I really do think acting and nursing,
they come hand in hand.
Hand in hand. And I do really appreciate this. Nicole, it's been real. Being at this new job, I love it. I absolutely love my new job. She's a night nurse. I've been trying to get a night nurse on the show for forever, and we finally got one.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Of course. And I'll catch you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Questions you have, please put it in the comment section below. We'll try to answer it. And then don't forget to follow our girl, Nicole. And go to the show. It's Beauty and the Beast.
It'll be
Everyone loves
fun.
Beauty and the Beast. Everybody loves it.
It's a classic.
It definitely is. Perfect, Nicole.
Great.